Look at these goons. Look at these goons. Have y'all seen these women before? If you see these women or if you've seen these women, I want you to call the police immediately. If you've seen these women, let me say it again. If you see these women, I want you to call the police immediately. All right? They were I guess they was already arrested. But if you see them out on the street again, I want you to call the police immediately. Check this out, Joe.
An alert: a store clerk attacked. Police say a customer got into a heated confrontation with a CVS employee, then left the store. But things took a very violent turn when she came back, leading to 2 arrests. Local 10's crime specialist Bridget Matter joins us live from Miami to explain this story. Bridget.
Well, this violent confrontation all started over an argument over the morning after pill. Police say 2 people beat up 2 employees at this CVS. Wendell Sweetenberg and Shantria Pitts are facing strong armed robbery charges after a bizarre, violent confrontation.
Is that a man? Honestly, I'm not being funny right now. Is that a man? Especially the one on the left? That honestly, that don't look like a biological woman. And I don't even know if we can qualify criminals to be men or women. That looked like a straight up biological male. Real talk. That looked like a biological male. That does not look like a woman. So we even justifying criminals walking around knocking women out. That's what y'all get. So they beat up another woman at CVS. Beat up an employee, CVS employee, and walking around like a little thug. I don't know what it is.
Involving the morning after pill Plan B. It happened at this Miami CVS at 4800 Biscayne Boulevard. According to an arrest.
That's the one that I go to. That's the one that's right down the street over there near Wynwood. I go to that CVS all the time.
This all started when a store clerk accused one of the suspects of trying to steal Plan B. The report says, quote, since she had opened the box, she has to purchase the medication. The defendant became enraged and began yelling that she has the money to pay and she's not a thief. Police say the woman paid for the medication but came back into the store with her co-defendant and began beating up the employee.
Look at that, bro. Hold on, man.
To the store with her co-defendant.
So, all right. So let's just make sense of this down here in Miami. So you go into the store, you open up the stuff without paying for it. Okay. After you open up the stuff, you get mad because the lady that caught you opening up the stuff say, hey, fam, if you open it, you got to pay for it. And she get pissed and say, well, listen, I got money to pay for it. But we skipping over a step. We skipping over one thing, right? The one thing that we skipping over is, well, actually, we're skipping over a couple things. First, I want to know what this is right here. I'm not sure what this is on my screen. That's number one thing. The second thing is, fam, you coming in from getting a Plan B. We just going to skip over the fact that she was over there busting it down for a real one and she trying to get into the store to steal a Plan B. So you telling me that the person that skeeted in you, which we don't even know if it was this person or not. We don't know. We don't know. The person that skeeted in you didn't even give you the money for a Plan B. Didn't even give you the money for a Plan B. Man, y'all some wild goons out here. This is goon life right here.
Offended and began beating up the employees.
This is behind the registers where she entered, where no one's allowed.
The store manager talked about what happened in bond court.
You decided to come back to the CVS and put your hands on me and another employee.
Both employees were hospitalized with injuries. Now the suspects could spend up to life in prison if convicted.
It took a real toll on us, not just mentally, but physically as well.
Both suspects remain in jail, and the judge had some strong words for Pitts.
She made a conscious decision to go into the CVS store, and the lady offered to let her pay. They even stole the keys for the store. Didn't even return them. They stole her phone, didn't return it.
That manager also told the judge that she's worked for CVS for 15 years, and this was the first time she's been attacked.
Yeah. I think that they should be held accountable for their actions. I'm all for this. God bless the judge from actually holding it down and taking care of business. Let me get that judge around. Evil, 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 evil. You say they're going to get a slap on the wrist, Connie? You might be right, but let's hope not. In other news, women is out here doing some damage. Shout out to the ladies out here in these streets.
Only on Fox tonight, multiple law enforcement agencies are searching for 2 young women.
They're accused of committing a string of robberies in 3 different counties in a span of about 4 hours. Fox 26's Randy Wallace joins us live from HPD headquarters downtown. Randy.
Yeah, Anthony. Now, investigators say the robbers, ages 20 and 23, have no problem hurting somebody to get what they want. In a breaking bond report last month, we told you about 26-year-old Aubrey Danielle Davis.
Miss Aubrey Davis had been arrested 30-something times.
Davis had the most bonds we had ever seen, 16 in about a year's time.
For this individual to have this many bonds in a year is astounding.
Police say Davis and Tyra Dale Goff ran over a Subway employee who chased after them following a robbery.
Goff was the operator of the vehicle. Davis was the passenger.
The 20-year-old Goff, who's been arrested more than 20 times, is now wanted in a string of robberies with this woman, Aaliyah Michelle Dews. Dews has active warrants in Harris County for violent offenses.
One involving a family member that she struck with a hammer, and then another one where she confronted her ex-boyfriend's current girlfriend and fired a weapon at him and her.
During a robbery in the Woodlands, police say the pair assaulted a woman at 6 a.m. as she walked into her job.
They physically assaulted her, took her purse and a lot of other personal belongings.
Within minutes, the women are seen using the victim's credit cards at multiple locations in Harris County. 3.5 hours later, the pair allegedly robbed an 81-year-old woman in Pearland.
Taking her purse from her, striking her in the face and dragging her across the parking lot before people intervened on her behalf to help her.
Authorities say these 2 women committed 10 felonies across 3 different counties in a span of just 4 hours.
They're not afraid to hit somebody with a car. In the case in Pearland or wherever, they're not afraid to use physical force on an elderly person. And
I want Q to understand that they over in Pearland. Q, they over in Pearland. Q. I want you to know that they not only in Houston, but they over in Pearland, making sure that they over there hitting people with cars and robbing multiple stores all the time. Q, they over there in Pearland having a good time, baby.
To blitz attack her, just her simply walking into her job.
Now, if you come in contact with Goff or Dews, police say don't confront them
and they don't lie.
Violent tendencies. Instead, call your local law enforcement agency or Crime Stoppers. Reporting.
They over in Pearland, Q, so y'all better make sure that y'all be very, very careful. Don't go outside today unless they catch all of these women, all right? Because Q always talking about, oh, I don't live in Houston. I'm way outside of Houston. No, they over where you at, too. They over where you at too, baby. And then last but not least, Lyft driver robbed and killed in Dallas. Shout out to Dallas.
A 19-year-old man is charged with capital murder for shooting and killing a 78-year-old Lyft driver during a robbery. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. The victim was found shot to death in the parking lot of a budget hotel in northeast Dallas. His vehicle and wallet were missing. Hours later, the suspect was arrested on a separate charge. And police say he admitted to murder. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager live in Dallas with the story. Peyton.
Stephen, hours after the murder, the 19-year-old was arrested for unlawful possession of a weapon. And when police searched him, they found the victim's wallet. And that's really what connected all of the dots here. Now, I spoke with the victim's daughter today briefly. She tells me she lost an amazing father. Dallas police say 78-year-old Mohammed Taghi Haddad Farshi was driving for the rideshare company Lyft when he was shot and killed during a robbery early Saturday morning. His last passenger, 19-year-old Maurice Parker, is now accused of murdering Haddad Farshi and taking his wallet, phone, and vehicle rented to him as a Lyft driver. Just before 4 a.m. Saturday, Haddad Farshi was found fatally shot in the parking lot of a Budget Suites in Northeast Dallas. Investigators processed the scene, pulling surveillance video from the front office. Just hours later, officers were called back out to the Budget Suites Saturday night. A woman told 911 a young man came outside his second-floor room and fired a handgun at the ground in the courtyard with children nearby. Police confirmed the room was being rented by Maurice Parker. Officers arrested him and located drugs and a handgun. They also found Haddad Farshi's wallet. Detectives say Parker eventually admitted to the murder and stealing the car, later ditching it in a nearby parking lot.
Monsters everywhere. Monsters everywhere. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. A 78-year-old man. I bet you that he never in his lifetime thought that the way that he was going to go out is by being robbed and killed by a 19-year-old over in Northeast Dallas. That's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. You got to pray for these people's family. We got to continue to hold people accountable. And it's enough. We're not just going to keep on protesting and marching anymore. I'm not even going to tell y'all what y'all should do because that could borderline, you know what I'm saying, have me in a little bit of pickle with YouTube. But y'all know what y'all got to do. Y'all got to gird up. Y'all got to prepare yourself. And y'all got to make sure that y'all in a position to be able to defend yourself. Make sure that your people taken care of. Make sure that you take your girl to the gun range. Take your parents to the gun range. Make sure that they got the proper security, that they got the proper things around them, prevent them from being in this situation. And it's funny because these people are just, look, this is a guy that's doing a Lyft driver. He's trying to make some extra money just so he can be able to survive and thrive. And then he got to meet his demise by a 19-year-old monster that just takes his life. Y'all better be starting. Y'all better look. I'm not a fan of guns. I hated guns growing up because of the environment that I grew up in, but I do understand that it's just necessary. The first time that I really started to take it serious was when I had to open up a restaurant where there was employees that then depended on me. And I was like, skip it. We just got to go all the way in. So